Wow, Lexi, look at this.
Oh my God, is that a clown?
I know we're supposed to be recording right now, but honestly, I say screw whatever Gurn's got planned. I say we go over to this circus.
I don't like clowns, so I'm gonna pass unless
what
there's
is-
no clowns. What?
Okay, well, you know what? I'll check it out then, and then I'll report back to you because I hear some yelling over there. Let me
I'm
just
kind
see.
of curious. I'll walk over there with you.
Step right up, ladies and gentlemen, to the amazing big wheel of Animal Under.
Gurn, what are you doing here?
The wheel. I am not Gurdon. I am the circus boy. Hello, I'm
The ringleader?
the ring of circle boy, ringleader. Yes.
All right, Mr. Ring of Circus. What is you doing?
I have a giant wheel of Animal Under. It's a wheel you can spin where all your animal-based dreams come true.
Are you saying Animal Wonder or Animal Under? 'Cause
Animal Under, whatever it may be, ma'am.
I don't want to be under any animal.
We got pigeons, we've got orcas, we even got some of them endangered animals you can only see in history books. How did we get them? Don't ask and step right up and give the wheel of Animal Under a spin.
Okay, I guess I'll walk up and I'ma spin it.
Okay, and he has spun a carrier pigeon. Oh, hello, Mr. Carrier Pigeon. I pull out a ray gun and shoot the ground, and a carrier pigeon appears. Hello, welcome back, the extinct carrier pigeon from the dead.
But they're...
Right back from your eye, right before. Oh God! It flew away and got eaten by a larger bird. I'm so sorry.
Oh. I mean, if it's been long dead, I hope it didn't get any diseases or anything.
Also, carrier pigeons aren't extinct.
One of the types of pigeons are extinct. I forget which one, and I didn't write it in my outline.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. All right.
But you may be wondering what we're doing here. I might have discovered how to bring back animals from the dead with my revivify ray. But every time I bring an animal back, it has to die shortly after because it's against the laws of the world. So, yeah, I don't... it's a really crappy ray, and I don't know why I have it or why people even come to my circus.
That sounds like a way more interesting premise than this podcast.
You sound like Peter Griffin and Trump and, like...
Welcome to the How Could You Forget podcast, the podcast where your old-timey hosts Lexi, Camp, and Gurdon come together every fortnight and talk about a topic maybe you've forgotten about, never heard of, or simply too good to forget.
Very old-timey, yes.
We're all gonna talk like this the whole episode.
Yeah,
yes.
Let's go. Well, butter my biscuit, that's the bee's knees. I don't... Actually, the other day I was told that I do a really good Squidward impression. I'm like, oh no, he's hot, or something like that.
Is that the only line you can say though in the voice? Is that the problem?
Probably. I haven't tried any other lines. That's the only one. It's the one with the most me. Oh, well, I guess there's also wow, they have it. Square. You know that meme? It's like that.
Canned bread.
Canned bread. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Okay,
what was the wheel of, what were you saying? The animal wonder?
Animal under. I just couldn't think of a word, so I made up a word about animals.
Okay, because I was like, I do not want to be underneath any of those animals. I would get shit on if I was under a pigeon.
You would be shit on or die. Absolutely.
Yeah. Also, an orca isn't extinct either, is it?
It's not, but if you had a childhood orca that you were really close to, you could bring it back to life if you really wanted.
We could bring back Willy.
As you do.
Yeah, we could make Willy free.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my goodness.
But
they're actually working on another adaptation of Free Willy, apparently.
Actually, of course they are. This is 2026. This is just the year where everything that existed 30 years ago is coming back.
Something about Keanu Reeves, I thought I saw, but
never mind.
not.
I love it now. I love it now. If Keanu Reeves is involved,
it's called subscription service Willy.
Wait, what?
What? No,
it's not. But that's so funny.
Oh my god! If it was and it had Keanu
Free
Reeves,
with
that'd be
ads,
movie of the year.
Yes, free with ads.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so anyway, why were we at the old-timey circus? What was that about?
So, the last couple of episodes have been talking about like AI, the future, and things like that. And I had to kind of bring us back to the olden times of when we talked about like the old stuff, like historical level, or again specifically for this episode, stuff from the very late 1800s into the early 1900s.
Okay, so like turn of the century?
Yes, turn of the century type stuff like that. A time when people could do what they wanted, not being held back by things such as like human or animal rights activists. Of course,
there was still a lot of racism, though. So only a specific group of people could do what they want. I just wanted to say that because just making it known.
But I want to say this right now. But I hope that every person watching or listening to this podcast knows that we in no way condone what basically happens in this episode, as this episode will be talking about the subject of animal abuse and animal rights about one specific animal, Topsy the elephant, as the name of the title implies. Yes.
Aww.
And while most of the time I would
elephants, so this is going to be sad.
Yes, it will be.
Elephants are pretty cool.
And while most of the time I would say for those listening with children around to maybe skip certain episodes, this specific episode, I personally feel is simultaneously important for people to understand how far we've come when it comes to animal welfare and rights specifically. But I also understand that if you do not like hearing stories of animals being abused, then I entirely understand that as well. So listen at your own discretion and things like that. But just wanted to give that as a bit of a warning before we started. I also wanted to spoil the end of this episode because I originally wanted to call this episode, How Could You Forget That Thomas Edison Hated Elephants? But that's not actually true. Because to spoil the end, just at the very beginning, the events that transpired at the end of this episode as the main crux were filmed by Edison Studios.
But like
Edison,
with a camera?
Yes, they were filmed with a camera at the time. But specifically, through a whole bunch of things, Edison wasn't actually even involved. And even though his name was like on it by saying like produced by, he basically produced probably between like, I think it's 800 and 1200 little short films around this time of things and around like history and stuff like that. So while yes, Thomas Edison was involved with this stuff, especially when it came to like he owned Edison Studios at one point and stuff like this, he did not go to this and he in no way hated elephants. I just wanted to get that out there as well.
I didn't know that it was suspected that he hated elephants ever, so...
I was going to say, I was not caught up on that lore.
Would you like to know the name of the film? I can tell you that right now, by the way.
Ooh.
The name of the film... Okay, so they filmed an elephant and they called the film a certain thing?
Yes.
Okay. Elephant Man? I don't know.
All right, Kent, your guess? This is not the game, by the way. This is just for fun.
Two elephant, too furious.
Actually, wait, no. Oh.
too fast, too elephant. That makes more sense. Yeah.
No, to both of you. The name of the film is just literally called Electrocuting an Elephant. So, yeah, we'll have that. We will have that
my God.
To just get into.
I mean, way to kind of spoil the main plot from the title.
Exactly.
Was this for entertainment or was this for like scientific?
I would assume.
Yep.
Oh.
This is why I'm saying we're going to talk about how much things have changed since this film. And not only was this thing shot, recorded, and then kept, but you could actually go to very specific, I forget what they're like, cinescopes or something like that, and just pay a couple cents to just watch this 47-second long video of an elephant getting electrocuted. Like, yes.
That's a pretty short film.
Yes, it is. Surprisingly, wasn't very popular, but it's now not only in the Library of Congress, but it's in the public domain as of right now.
Yeah.
So if for whatever reason you really wanted to not only watch the footage of an elephant dying, but you wanted to just steal it and just like re-upload the video wherever you want it, you can do that. So,
oh my goodness.
I wanted to give that heads up about that because I thought it would be funny. And give us a little
for
bit
audio listeners, it is not currently on screen.
Yeah, we're not going to show it. We're not going to show it. I'm good.
We can technically use it, but we're not
doing
that.
Because again, as the title suggests, pretty straightforward of what it's about. I don't need to see it.
Exactly. Yes.
In case that was on your mind, just you're not missing anything.
Let's see. You'd think it'd be very straightforward, but we'll get into that.
Goodness.
A lot of the information for these upcoming parts came directly from TopsyTheElephant.com, by the way. It's a website about, you guessed it, Topsy the Elephant. And it's also a book written by Kim Stallwood on the life of Topsy, as well as it was a very, very important one of the Maryland Center for History and Culture. They had a lot of information on this as well. But let's just get into it because there's a lot to cover, sadly, about this poor elephant.
No.
So we can begin where most stories begin, at the beginning. Topsy was a female Indian elephant that was born in 1875 to two, as far as I know, unnamed elephants, or they just weren't nearly as important. And not long after being born, Topsy was captured from somewhere in Southeast Asia. It's not mentioned specifically where in any source, as I don't think the animal poachers and abductors really wanted to broadcast where they got their elephants from. But Topsy, after being abducted, she is sent through multiple channels to Hamburg, Germany, somehow. So
Hamburg
where at
mentioned.
the time... Whoa, hamburgers mentioned. But where at the time, the quote, world's leading animal dealer, Carl Hagenbeck, I have a photo of him to share, because again, it's oddly enough that there are photos of these people in this time period. This is Carl Hagenbeck on screen now for you all. He resided in Hamburg, Germany, and he would deal and sell a bunch of animals, from ones that were legal to illegal and stuff like that. And not long after arriving, though, Topsy was then sold to a circus owner named Adam Forepaw. And if any furries are looking for an OC last name, that one's for free.
Oh my goodness.
Even though it's spelled differently like that, spelled Forepaugh. And Adam Forepaugh...
I want to make a really, really stupid acknowledgement. These two people, if they were to kiss, their facial hair would not touch, I don't think.
Oh my goodness.
Because like the one for audio listeners, one of them has like sideburns and nothing else, and then the other one has like a chin strap. So I feel like they would just walk. Yeah, like they would just,
this is so good.
Oh, that's so beautiful. That's so I also want to say too, Carl is like the most normal looking historical figure I think we've talked about.
It's
like,
just
he just
a
looks
dude.
like a dude. Like Adam looks like ridiculous. Like he looks like what I would imagine like a ringmaster or whatever to look like just in his day to day. And then Carl's just like a man.
Exactly. It's so real. Like if you just imagine, audio listeners, if you just imagine man, like you're imagining
that's
Carl
somebody's great grandpa.
Yeah. But
Uh.
Adam Forepaugh ran the Forepaugh Circus in Philadelphia.
Creative.
And yes, exactly. And somehow Topsy was secretly smuggled as a calf into the United States as cargo.
What?
Huh.
How do you pass off an elephant as a cow?
No. They did not like say that she was a cow. They just smuggled her in, basically. Like,
I guess she's just a calf, like small enough to stuff her in a suitcase or something.
I mean,
she was just a baby. Oh, I thought they tried to claim that she was like a baby cow.
That she was a cow.
Or like a buffalo or something.
No.
Okay.
But I did have the similar thought in my head, Lexi, of someone trying to smuggle an elephant calf in by like just putting a sheet over a baby elephant.
Like painting spots on it.
Well, no, you can go with that one. My idea was that they just like the inspector came by and was like, "Hey, what do you have there?" And the guy's just like a carpet, and then like Topsy makes the most stereotypical like sound ever. Like I would just, but that's just what came into my mind. But yes, also but eventually Topsy makes it to the circus and is given the name Topsy based on what most sources believe from the character named Topsy in the novel Uncle Tom's Cabin. And I will not be reading the passage in which Topsy describes growing up, as I'm sure you both know as well as the audience. Uncle Tom's Cabin has some very distinct characterizations and ways that the characters speak, and I will not repeat those.
Yep.
Exactly. Yes.
I was going to say, I haven't heard of this, but just from the words Uncle Tom, I feel like I know what this is going toward.
Yes.
No.
Oh, you've actually never heard of that book before?
I don't think so. No, I think I've heard about Uncle Tom before, but I haven't read like the book.
Basically, let me give you the summary, and for anybody who's not actually heard of it or whatever, without using any language mentioned in the book, Uncle Tom's Cabin is basically a story about this man who is enslaved, who they call Uncle Tom, and they talk about how his faith like contrasts against the fact that he is a slave. And you know, it's interesting because it actually does kind of talk about like how slavery is really messed up. But yeah, the language, I mean, this was written way, way back when they used different words for things. And so that's why.
Yeah, the language is probably pretty colorful by
Yeah.
today's standards.
So
The passage that I saw that was on, again, topsytheelephant.com, I believe, there's just apostrophes all over the sentence, which again makes it sound very like characteristics of racist caricatures of the time. And so the character Topsy was, I believe, a small African-American girl, and they asked her why her name was Topsy, and basically without saying anything that she says, she's like, I just grew real fast, but I don't remember growing because, again, I was a kid. And so like with Topsy, they called her Topsy because she grew very, very quickly as well, as apparently where the name Topsy came from. So again, it's like...
Or like the elephant, so they named her after the character in the book. Okay.
Yes. So not nearly as bad, but again, I don't even want to touch any of the sentences.
We're good. Yep.
Because it's real
That's
bad.
all you gotta know, that it was from this book that exists.
That was like written in the 1850s or something, so...
Exactly. But everything about Topsy, as you will find out shortly, is rough to listen to. It is either exaggerated or a lot of it is also just flat out lies at the time. For example, I told you that Topsy was born in Southeast Asia. Well, the Four Paw Circus, once they got their hands on Topsy, they began to advertise Topsy as the, quote, first elephant born in America. Which... You can just lie about that?
Yeah, so that's a straight up lie.
Exactly.
Okay. Nice little fib.
But apparently at the time, that just drew in crowds like crazy. They came in to see Topsy not only because she was a cute baby elephant, but also because, like, whoa, this is the first elephant born in America.
Who cares? Like, for real though, I mean, maybe that's just my, like, because I've actually seen an elephant, and that's like not uncommon for most people, like in America or in like North America in general, because we have wonderful zoos, which don't fight me on zoos. I love zoos. I love an ethical zoo. Let me just be clear. But I don't care. I don't care where the elephant was born. Like what?
No.
Like I would just be like, oh, cute. Oh, how sweet. Oh, it's playing. Yay.
Without doxing myself or my family, I know a person who works in a specific aquarium, and they almost had the very first in captivity shark birth, which again was a very cool thing. But sadly, the shark mom died before they could give birth. But again, like stuff like that is very cool, just for the fact of like, hey, we've not had like a shark give birth in captivity, or again, this certain animal or this certain animal or this certain animal. But like, hey, if it's born in like Kansas compared to Belgium compared to like Panama, like it's not going to really matter
India,
that much.
Like,
or in India,
I don't really care. I just want to make sure it's okay.
Because this was the late 1800s, as you can believe. This was the peak of circusdom, I wrote. And Forepaw was in direct competition to Barnum and Bailey. That you made fun of me for saying the name incorrectly before you recorded. But Barnum and Bailey.
You didn't say Barnum and Bailey wrong. You said the Wrigley brothers, and I was like, it's Ringling
the gum.
Brothers.
Yes,
Wrigley.
And of course, the big top circuses of the late 1800s. It was a huge spectacle for those of you who don't know. And elephants were one of the main draws. Whoever had the most elephants, who had the biggest elephant, who had the cutest elephant, who had the smallest baby elephant. Like, it was just a really big thing of, oh, Barnum and Bailey has 7 elephants. Whoa, Forepaw has like 5, but a baby. Like, it was just always stuff
so it's like
that.
Dog
basically.
shows, kind of, except instead of dogs, it's elephants.
It's just giant elephants, yes.
Yeah, they were trying to out-elephant each other, I guess.
Yes. You know that old phrase, out-elephant your friends and stuff like that.
Right.
But it really just goes to show how much people craved elephants at this time, that they, again, of course, had to illegally smuggle Topsy into the country. And it wasn't enough to just even have a baby elephant, but then they had to even make up this story of like, no, she was born in America, as an additional thing on top of that too.
It's like, oh yeah, then where's her parents?
Ooh, exactly.
No parents. Megamind looking at the camera.
Yes. And what makes it even better is that, according to historicmysteries.com, is that Hagenbach also sold elephants to Barnum and Bailey as well. And he just told Barnum and Bailey that he sold Topsy to them and that she was born in Southeast Asia. And so Barnum and Bailey just made a press release and exposed that Topsy wasn't born in Asia. And people just didn't care. They just
Or that she wasn't
showing
born in
up.
America, you mean?
Yeah, sorry, I misspoke.
Okay.
That she wasn't born in America, and people just still kept coming to see the elephant. Like
Yeah.
it didn't impact
that
them at
reinforces
all.
the point.
cares?
It's like, who cares?
Exactly. It's so stupid, but like Barnum and Bailey were probably like rubbing their hands together like little flies, like, "Ha, we finally got him. We're gonna expose this whole thing," and people are still like, "Oh, look at the baby elephant." Like I mentioned early, Topsy's namesake was that child who grew very quickly, and Topsy also grew up very quickly. She was a rather big elephant for a female as well. But being raised in a circus and the harsh treatment of the handlers of the time made her into a, quote, bad elephant, end quote, in the eyes of the public. According to the Maryland Center for History and Culture, Topsy for almost 2 decades was trained to do tricks, quote, with crowbar beatings, red hot pokers, and jabs of the bullhook and pitchfork, end quote.
Oh my gosh.
And they go on to say that Forepaugh beat Topsy so regularly from being the lesser of the 2 circuses that, again, he just took out his frustrations on them not being the well-known circus.
Okay, so maybe if you're a furry, you don't want Forepaugh then. That might be alluding to... That might be not a good allusion.
Yes. But Topsy's tail was permanently crooked from the amount of beatings that she took.
Damn.
Yes.
Did that add to the like weirdness and attractive factor? That the people start looking at. I'm not even
weird,
joking. Like, the people start.
So
We're gonna look at
weird
this
and
elephant with a
sick.
crooked tail.
Oh,
Ooh, yes.
look at it. Oh, it's got a cowlick of a tail. It may be. It's gonna get a little rough before it gets better about that, but I would not be surprised. But this was only made worse about her treatment when one night after a performance, a drunk man by the name of James Fielding Blount got into her holding somehow and began to tease Topsy. And now I'm going to ask both of you, as well as the
I hope
audience
she
at home.
trampled the shit out of him.
And no, this isn't the game. Let's see, we're going to get there. But I just have to ask, which of these 4 things do you believe James Fielding Blount did to, quote, tease Topsy? The roughly 4 to 5 metric ton, 10-foot tall elephant. Just as a frame of reference for how big Topsy was.
Okay.
Is it A, threw sand into Topsy's eyes, B, offered Topsy whiskey, C, burnt the tip of Topsy's trunk with a lit cigar, or D, all of the above?
Oh, it's all of the above.
I was gonna say all of the above. I thought you were just gonna give 4 separate ones and it'd be a trick question.
Secret answer E.
Secret answer E. All of the above twice. You know.
Yes, it is absolutely D. Some drunk dude.
Because, just pranking your friends by throwing things into their eyes. Yeah, that's just,
Yeah. So this guy wandered into the elephant's den, and at first might have been like, "You stupid elephant, drink this whiskey," thinking it would be funny or something to get an elephant drunk.
Like, yeah, that's dumb, but it's like, okay, that one's at least not terrible.
It's like, that'll just pass through Topsy. So it's like, especially how big she was too. I feel like a little bit of whiskey wouldn't have done anything.
What do you mean?
But I'm also a big dude, and I'm very much a lightweight. So who knows?
Hey, maybe.
Wouldn't she be tipsy?
Okay, that is kind of funny
Sorry.
though. I know the man was drunk, but why would you actively go into a stall with a, again, like, huge elephant,
Giant animal,
and then start like pestering it or like treating it and like hurting it, like
hurting it? Yeah,
it's going to just like it's going to hurt you. And again, that's exactly what happened.
FAFO.
Yes. Topsy absolutely killed James Fielding Blount. Some reports say with Topsy's feet, head, or for some reason her knees. But Topsy ended up killing James Fielding Blount, and the press had a field day with it. Headlines went out all over saying, quote, "Killer elephant strikes again. Topsy kills her 12th victim."
Strikes again?
Like
What?
So nowadays, if you say stuff that's this crazy, you either get like, "Oh, you're just a tabloid and you're just lying," or you're just gonna get sued for of course, like making up stuff.
Yeah.
But Topsy only ever, as far as I could tell in all the research, only ever killed one person. The drunk guy who, again, was awful.
Harassing her.
Yeah, so they just made that up.
Yes, they literally just made up the fact that she was a killer elephant, and was this evil thing that was on a killing spree and
When did this take place?
I believe 1902.
1902.
Okay, it was 1902. Yes, sorry.
1902. Okay.
Perfect.
Yes, I was correct.
I was going to say, I guess because it would be so late, there wouldn't be... I mean, obviously, in hindsight, we're all on Topsy's side. Like, yes, girl,
Yes.
go do it. Like, don't take no shit from no
Well,
man.
it's kind of like now where, like, people who have climbed into enclosures at zoos and they get hurt or like they do die, it's like, that's awful, but you got into an enclosure with a wild animal. Like,
literally, what were you expecting?
I'm sad because like I wish that people wouldn't be hurt or die, but I'm also like, if you willingly got in there, what do you think was going to happen?
So a couple things is why I wanted to mention this. I did not plan this, and I told this to Camp about this. I was not expecting to see this today, but I opened up a certain social media website, and I saw this video of a man very, very, very far away from a bison today. And he's sitting there with his wife, like pointing it out and stuff like this. And he is in no way pestering the animal. He is in no way close. But eventually, for whatever reason, the bison gets very upset and charges the man and his wife. And the wife runs away, and the man tries to like stay and keep his wife safe. And the bison eventually like ends up like throwing the man, I believe what the people are saying is 8 feet into the air.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. And I have sent it. And if Eric can show a very small clip or whatever if we want to do that. But like, even when you are not active, I'm assuming Lexi just got to the part. If you can believe it, yes, that like animals will be animals. And again,
to quote Family Guy, damn nature, you scary.
Yes. But the video of that is like, again, the person was not interacting or doing it. And again, at the national parks where this bison is, I believe, there is even a specific distance that you were supposed to stay away from animals. And the guy was adhering to that, and still he got hurt from that. And so again, when you are actively in an animal's environment and hurting them or abusing them and stuff like this, yes, you're putting yourself...
Which that guy in the video was not doing, by the way.
No, not in the slightest. He's just standing there.
He was just chilling.
For those audio listeners, it's a video of a guy standing, what I believe is probably about like 50 feet to 100 feet away, and the bison just charges at him, and then eventually just gets angry, and then throws him in the air. But like with the person that Topsy killed, like, yes, Topsy was in her own enclosure, which again, she has no freedom, she has no space and stuff like this. And the drunk guy, I was going to mention this, burned the tip of her trunk. Which, by the way, the historicmysteries.com mentions that the tip of an elephant's trunk is so sensitive that it can feel the pressure difference in touches as light as 0.25 millimeters in depth.
Yes.
So it is extremely,
that's like one of the most fragile parts of their... Not that fragile, but of their entire body.
Yes, exactly. And so again, as we hate to have to keep saying that, but like he did this thing and he got into this environment, and it is said that a human had to lose their life for it. But again, if you jump into a liger...
Fafo.
Yes, exactly. If you jump into like a tiger pit and you're like, oh, tigers, and you get mauled to death, like, okay, what were you expecting? Like, an elephant is... Again, multiple tons, and it's even
that's
if it
the
just
thing.
like
even
hits
if you've
you.
never seen an elephant before and you do not know what their temperament is, why in the hell would you be like, oh, this thing is like 5 times the size, probably 10 times the size of me. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go bug it.
Yeah, it's like you should still have like on an instinctual level, just like the knowledge that this is a big thing that could easily take you out.
Stomp,
Maybe
stomp.
don't. Yeah,
absolutely. I did write here that essentially this guy walked into what I am lovingly calling the crushing room and started pressing all the buttons that say press to be crushed, if you ask me. So again, it's very, very bad. And like I said as well, the headline started rolling in saying like Topsy is killing her 12th elephant and stuff like this.
Person.
Yes, sorry, dear. With a double-digit body count began to spread like wildfire. And Forepaw was initially worried that it would tarnish the name of his circus, but like you mentioned earlier, it actually had the exact opposite effect, according to the multiple sources.
Oh my goodness.
People began to show up not for Topsy, the first elephant born in America, but for the bad killer elephant instead.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I'm gonna keep it a buck. If I was invited to like a zoo that advertised like, check out this elephant that killed 12 people, I'd honestly consider going. Like, I honestly would like, I know it's a straight up lie, but like, you know.
And thank you for mentioning the straight up lie part, as even the news articles of the time, the number began to dwindle from 12 down to eventually 2 or 3, depending on what newspapers you ask.
That's the worst kind of lie where you don't even commit to
Yeah.
it. You just keep lowering it, but then you still don't get the truth.
Exactly. And then in reality, they said that apparently Topsy killed a person in Plano, Texas, and in Paris, Texas. And according to all the sources that I found in the
She
Maryland,
was never even in Texas.
I believe she might have been, because I think it was a traveling circus, if I'm correct.
Oh, okay. Yes. Okay.
But again, the only thing that happened was nothing happened in Plano, I believe. But Topsy did end up injuring one handler in Paris, Texas. But again, that was it. So
Was it the one that
and that was an
electrocuted her?
injury.
what, Lexi?
Was it the one that electrocuted her?
What are you talking about? The one that electrocuted her?
Meaning like when they electrocuted the elephant
Like in the film.
in the film?
No, we haven't got to electrocution yet. Electrocution
gosh.
means death by electricity, by the way, just for as a plot. So when people say that I got electrocuted, you have technically not been.
You just got shocked.
Yes, you have not been like executed by electricity. Is technically where electrocuted comes from.
Interesting. Did not know that. I'm too scared of it, so
Yes.
did not know.
That
I
is
don't
very
play
fair.
with any of that. That stuff scares me.
I didn't know. The closest I've ever gotten is I hit myself with like a bug swatter once when I was like
Ooh.
8 or something like that. Yeah, it wasn't fun.
No,
No. It didn't feel very good. And that was obviously very low, like consumer grade, intentionally designed to not kill you type thing.
Yeah.
So if that hurt as much as it did, I don't want to imagine how
Yeah.
getting a lethal amount would feel.
So we're going on a very slight tangent. People might know this from that. I used to work in film, and one of the departments in film is electric, and they literally deal with large generators that then power lights, and they run cable and all sorts of stuff like this. And one of the places that we were in this like very small sound stage, and they had their distro box, which is again a thing where they could hook up all their electricity to within the building. And on top of the distro box was a 2x4, like a very large 2x4. And every time that they would have to tell people about distro box, make sure you always have a friend and they have to hold on to the 2x4. And every time somebody would always ask, like, why do they have to hold on to the 2x4? And they go, oh, because if you get electrocuted, you have to literally hit them at full strength in the stomach to get them to let go, or they will not let go because of the electricity, because every single one of their joints in their entire body will seize up at the exact same moment, and wood will not conduct electricity, and so you have to hit them hard enough to make them let go without actually touching them. So again,
oh my gosh, I thought it was for them to hold on to, so because it doesn't connect
No,
with electricity.
Like, yeah.
Wow.
No, electricity will just lock your body up. It is terrifying.
Yes.
Like, it is not good.
But yeah, they were always like, you have to have a second person here, and they basically have to be wound up with the 2x4 to make sure that, like, they can knock you off as soon as possible
terrifying.
with that. Yes, but again, that made me be like, maybe I don't want to work in electric. So I didn't work in electric.
Yeah,
But-
Godspeed to everyone who has the balls to mess with electricity, because Lord knows I don't.
Exactly. Eventually, sorry, back to Topsy. Very fun little tangents there. Thank you for listening.
Yay.
But like I mentioned, Topsy injured a handler in Paris, Texas, but it was not serious, and of course the person didn't die. But what eventually got Topsy sold was that people were like crowded around Topsy while they were trying to, I believe, unload her, and a spectator was tickling her ear with a stick.
Bro, and this is after she killed a man, right?
Yes,
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Did you want to make the higher body count true? Like, what are you doing?
This
What are
unnamed
you-
spectator. Thank you so much, Cam. Thank you. But
Oh no.
Topsy, whenever the spectator started tickling her ear, picked up the spectator with her trunk, raised him into the air, and threw him to the ground.
Good.
And luckily for that guy, the handlers were able to step in and stop before anyone else was hurt, including Topsy. But yeah, historicmysteries.com and the Maryland Center for History and Culture believe that Topsy was so used to beatings by her owners that when she was tickled by a stick, she assumed that she was being harmed or attacked.
Oh, I bet.
And she attempted to defend herself. Again, very sad.
Yeah.
But that was just her initial gut reaction of, oh, I'm coming under attack. I'm being assaulted. I need to defend myself from this. And so that's why she did that. And again, after that point, though, sadly, Topsy's reputation was considered, quote, too dangerous for the public, especially after the secondary attack on the spectator. And people wouldn't show up because they were afraid of being harmed themselves.
So they sent her
it's
back
so
home where
dangerous.
she was born, right?
Yes, and
They sent her back
happily ever
home.
after, passenger let her go
Yippee,
sound effect right here.
Thank you to the patrons. Have a great day.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. But yeah, I sadly had to write here that Topsy went from the frying pan into the fire. As Forepaw sold Topsy to a guy named Paul Boyton, who owned an amusement park on Coney Island called Sea Lion Park, which eventually this Paul Boyton sold the Sea Lion Park to a couple people, and I forgot their names. I didn't write them down on my outlines. Very sorry. But he sold Topsy to them in the park, and Sea Lion Park became Luna Park on Coney Island.
Oh,
and I know
this.
Lexi has heard of Luna Park, yes, from a video we watched. So if you wanted to give a very quick anything
Shout
with
out
that, you can go right.
to Jacob and Lucas Cruikshank. They did a video visiting the Luna Parks.
Wait, Lucas Cruikshank?
Yeah.
Like Fred Lucas Cruikshank?
Yes.
He's still
He
making
has a
content,
YouTube channel, and his brother Jacob
okay.
has one as well. And they did. I
didn't even know he had a brother, so that's cool.
Yeah. They do. I love their channel. They're one of my favorite people to watch. They do a goofy thing called like Theme Park Bros or Water Park Bros, where they'll like go to different theme parks or water parks, as the name suggests. But one of the videos they did was Luna Park, and they did it because I guess there are 2 or 3 in Australia that are not connected to the original Luna Park that was in Jersey.
In Coney Island, yeah.
In Coney Island. Well, is Coney Island Jersey? I thought it was. Or is it New York?
I think it's New York.
Oh, okay. Anyway, that area, that armpit.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, so I knew a little bit about that, but wow, that's wild.
For those that don't know, like Lexi, because she watched a whole video about it, Luna Park was one of the very first like amusement parks really that was out there. And Luna Park's big thing was like this big moon character and stuff like that. And they were trying to have rides and stuff like that.
Hate it?
Yeah. Oh, the moon guy, the moon face. Oh, it's so creepy looking.
Oh, it just looks ugly.
Yes.
Uncanny-ish. Oh, no.
If you would like, do you want to find a photo for camp real quick, Lexi, so the audience at home in camp can see
I'll
it?
throw it up.
Yeah,
I'll give
I
people
mean,
nightmares.
the audio listeners won't be able to see it, but basically it's this giant moon man guy. No, not somebody from Futurama. I'm like, what? Okay, there we go.
I do know there's also the McDonald's dude.
No, that's actually cool looking.
It's hard to find the right one because all of the ones that are coming up are from Luna Park Sydney, which is the one that Lucas and Jacob talk about in their video. But yeah, this is the Moon Man face. It's just like, imagine this giant creepy face and he's got like a sun crown on almost, and then you walk underneath.
I was waiting to see he would react.
Like each of his individual teeth are like sticking out like down, and that's what you walk underneath for the gate.
Why did they do that?
But this is at Luna Park Sydney. I can't seem to find the original like Luna Park.
Okay, well, that's in Sydney because I want that thing on the other end of the planet from me. I don't want. I don't feel comfortable being on the same surface as this thing.
Supposedly, yeah, I can't find the one from New York. I don't know. Maybe they never really had one at the one in New York.
Yeah, maybe.
I can't seem to find it. But anyway, yeah.
But yeah, so Luna Park was just this thing, and they had a very moon / astronomy style like motif of like stars and moons and stuff like that. And whenever Sea Lion Park sold to the people who then made it Luna Park, Topsy came with it. And so initially Topsy was used for entertainment, but as well
where did they put her?
They had some sort of holding cell, I believe, for Topsy. And there was a handler, and we'll get to that guy. His name was William Alt. But Topsy was also used to haul lumber around the park, apparently. So I don't know if that was in a very cute way of just like have her hold like some lumber in her arm, or if instead of having to pay for like a truck, she pulled it or what. But she helped like haul the lumber around, as well as some sources say that she pulled one of the amusement rides titled A Trip to the Moon, quote, as penance for her rampaging ways, end quote.
Penance for her that was self-defense. What do you mean?
Also, I might have just inadvertently found a spoiler. Did she ever give the people rides?
Yes.
Okay,
She was
I
also-
just found a postcard from Coney Island that Luna Park on Coney Island
Yeah.
that I'm gonna share. I don't know if you have this, but I'm
go
just
ahead and
like,
share it.
what in the world? I cannot tell if this is a drawing that they have superimposed some photographs into, or if this is just a very, very old photograph that has been distorted.
It kind of just looks like a printing error. Especially when you look around the dude's hat in the building. It's
Yeah, because they have a couple of postcards, and I'm just on images to find these, so I don't know where these are coming from.
It looks like there might have
but-
been multiple elephants. Topsy might have been used for one of them.
Yeah.
But
Oh my
again,
goodness.
she was also. It was really hard because A Trip to the Moon was like one of the very first dark rides, and Lexi knows a whole bunch about what's a dark ride compared to stuff like this.
Yeah.
So I don't know what her involvement was, because like a dark ride is usually like in a building and stuff like that. So I don't really understand
Did
how
she
was
pull the
used.
cart? I wonder.
Again, maybe there was not much information as far as I even tried to look at the article for A Trip to the Moon, and I was just like, I'm getting too far away from Topsy, so I had to go back.
Yeah.
But
Anyway,
we gotta
Topsy
stay
is
with our
now.
girl Topsy.
Yeah, Topsy is now at Luna Park.
she's now at Luna Park, and she's about to begin her rampaging ways, by the way. Not
Yay.
ending. As it's very confusing whenever you read almost all the sources. As on 2 separate occasions in 1902, her sole handler at the park named William Alt let her / encourage her to rampage through the streets of New York.
All right.
One time in October of 1902, when William Alt stabbed her with a pitchfork, the police came to investigate why he had stabbed an elephant with a pitchfork.
Yeah.
And William Alt just decided to let her loose, and Topsy just took down the streets of New York City.
Topsy takes
oh
New
my-
York.
It is
Gosh, is that I would watch that Disney original, honestly.
That's cute.
Yes. But it's not mentioned how they got Topsy. I'm assuming William Alt was then called and they got her back and stuff like that, or maybe offered her some like peanuts or whatever. But
Why did he just let her loose? Is he tired of her, or-
he's a weird character.
Seems that way.
2 months later, in December of 1902, William Alt got drunk and decided he had had enough of being a handler and enough of like being where he was in society or whatever, and hopped on the back of Topsy and rode her down the streets of New York City to the police station, to where he had Topsy attempt to batter down the police station's doors.
What?
Yes.
So he essentially tried to kill Dozer, but with an elephant.
Yes, thank you.
Like
Yes. That's yes. So
Okay.
it's very odd that again she's mentioned as doing penance for her rampaging ways, but then she
By
did
doing
2
more
things of
rampages.
rampaging. Yes, exactly. So I'm just
Yeah.
very confused about
and
that.
she was so right for that.
Oh, you're very correct
yeah,
about
I mean,
that.
it's kind of hard to disagree with her, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And only after the second incident was the handler let go from his job. He was only let go after he decided to get drunk and kill-dozer Topsy down the streets of New York City.
What does killdozer mean? I don't know what that
Oh,
means.
that's Camp's next episode.
How can you forget the Killdozer?
That might
I don't know.
actually be a really
Unironically,
good
I probably
episode.
could.
Okay, so anyway, they just tried to use her as like a battering ram and barge
Yes.
into the police station. Okay.
But now that Topsy no longer had a handler, the owners of Luna Park, funnily enough, realized that they couldn't handle Topsy. And so they went
Wow.
about trying to sell Topsy to literally anyone. They tried to sell her to circuses, to zoos, private collectors, anybody. And nobody wanted her, as they believed that she was too dangerous, as she was, again, a killer elephant and a bad elephant and all sorts of stuff like this.
Oh my goodness.
And so they eventually just tried to even give her away for free. And yet
What?
again, nobody wanted Topsy the elephant still, even at the
What
price
the
tag
hell?
of free.
Wow.
Which I'm
No,
still
the
like,
amount of attention she was getting.
I know.
I'm surprised no one else would want to adopt her.
I'm just like, it's a free elephant, like all this stuff. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, there's got to be some like rich megalomaniac who's like, I got room for an elephant. Sure.
Yeah, just
You
put
know.
her in Missouri and just like throw her in a Missouri backyard or something like that. Sure.
Yeah.
I would not
But,
be surprised.
After the owners realized that there was literally not another single possible way of rehousing or, releasing a wild animal back into the wild or anything like that or whatever, they decided the only other choice was to just kill Topsy.
Totally.
Oh my goodness.
Totally standard order of operations.
Yes. Okay. Oh, right. We're going to sell Topsy. All right. That didn't work. All right. Give away Topsy. All right. That didn't work. What are we going to do? Execute
Yeller.
Topsy. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Release her back into the wild?
Yes.
Why would we do that?
So on January 1st of 1903, the owners of Topsy announced that not only would they be killing Topsy, but that they would be publicly executing Topsy the elephant, and you could get a ticket to the event for 25 cents a person.
Why? Why would they do it publicly?
Because they wanted their investment back from Topsy.
People were weird. You know, here's the thing I'm going to say. I'm sorry. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to what I said at the beginning about racism. Considering the fact that America was known for treating people in this way,
Yep, as
and
poorly
killing
as
them publicly for entertainment, I'm really not shocked that they also did this with an elephant, because they were already doing it to human beings. So
yeah, because if they treat people like that, then Lord knows how they're going to treat people who they view as even lesser.
Yes.
And so,
and then an animal who's probably even underneath,
and a bad
the terrible
too.
treatment of the humans. And
Thank you, Lexi. But like that's what I was saying. Like this is a very important episode, and I felt it was very pertinent to stuff because like Lexi just told basically the entirety of what I was trying to say. Of like animal rights has luckily enough advanced so very, very, very much. And the next line in my outline is literally, but finally, the ASPCA, which again I didn't know was around at this time, but it was, stepped in after hearing about this injustice and that these performers are going to sell tickets to the hanging of a beautiful creature. And they told the owners that they would not be allowed to sell tickets to such an event, as that would be cruel.
Okay.
So the owners of Topsy then tried to give Topsy to the ASPCA, but the ASPCA went like, nah, we're good. And instead they agreed that while Topsy couldn't be hanged, she could be, quote, strangled with large ropes tied to a steam-powered winch, and to prevent a botched death, she should be given poison and then shocked with electricity, end quote.
Okay.
what?
There's so much to unpack there. Okay. I thought it was just going to be like ASPCA being like, you can't charge people to watch Topsy die, but you can do it for free. And instead it's like, hey, we still don't want her alive. So here's a more extravagant, more processed way to do this, where not only do you just like tie her down and poison her, but also electrocute her. So you're doing it 3 different ways? What?
I'm not a fan of any of these at all.
No.
Neither am I.
But then
I'm
why
just like,
not
what?
just poison her?
Literally. You
Why
could
not
just like if you want to like
put her in a little area, give her a nice little snack.
So,
and even saying the thing where it's like, okay, just in case she doesn't die, we're also going to poison her. And it's like, well, just poison her then. Why would you go through everything?
Then don't do all of the other torturous things.
So apparently, I believe in 1901, there was another attempted execution of an elephant, I believe, because they couldn't handle the elephant, and that was botched. And so I'm believing that the ASPCA, under that thing of like, well, we don't want to have to handle another very gruesome act of watching another elephant die. Just make sure you actually kill her. But again, every single part of that quote is why I am like, what on earth? Like, how do you reach that point of like...
Every following word was just like getting hit with another like right hook. Like it was just...
Yes.
Oh my God.
I remember I have had this topic like in my back pocket, and I've been like, do I really want to talk about this? Like, it's really dark and like it's really grim about this, but like every time I think of, and again, we're going to get into the actual execution here shortly, but like just the fact that the ASPCA is like, look, we're not going to take this animal, like we ain't going to help you with that, but we will show up to the event as well and make sure that you are executing her correctly. Like,
thank gosh.
So much of it.
Goodness.
So much of it. And again, I know that
I do not understand why there, with all of the people who were doing goofy shit at this time. Like, we talked about the Oneida silverware people that like bought land and lived out in the middle of like Nowheresville. You're telling me that they couldn't have found a farm or somebody with acreage to let this elephant just live out the rest of its days just straight chilling on some farm? Like, why was that not an option?
Not only would have that been more ethical, but that also could have been another callback.
That's true.
Yes, exactly.
Topsy donated to the Oneida Silverware Corporation to their
Right.
communes.
To the communist
my
elephants.
goodness. But like for real, I just don't understand that. I don't know why they
Yeah.
were like, man,
No, I
looks
don't
like
either.
the only
Like-
option is to try to kill her 5 different ways at the same time. Like what? What even?
It's so much of it, and again, like I know we're really hanging on this thread, but I mean it just speaks wonders because I know that they were technically handed this elephant, and it's like, oh hey, cool, we have an elephant now. And as these 2 postcards that Lexi has sent, there are other elephants, and so they're probably
Yeah.
like, oh okay, like yeah, let's do some elephant rides, or hey, let's just have them go around, and hey, like we're gonna have a couple little things of elephants and this, but like.
Or we're just going to have
Legitimately.
her be in this little thing and we'll just give her like a little ball to play with and you can watch her play with this little ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or again, if you really are like, hey, find somehow like a way to get her back to Southeast Asia. Like, I know that would be
Right.
really expensive, and they don't want to have to do that because they wanted to make money off of her death. As we've also mentioned that they wanted to sell
They could have
again.
had a farewell party for her.
Lexi,
Honestly.
that's too smart. Okay, I'm just gonna be really
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
That's not
Like, come
greedy
see
enough.
Topsy before she's gone forever. She's going back
Yes.
to her home.
I know.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds morbid on the surface, but it's also like, like it would be a lot better than all the stuff that they're jumping to.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
we're gonna keep going, and it's not gonna get better from here. Just as another heads up.
Yay.
So on January 4th, in the middle of an update/renovation to Luna Park, the gates opened, and Luna Park sold about 100 tickets that day to the park, which if you bought a ticket to the actual park itself, you could just be like, hey, I'm coming to the park, while not exactly going for the execution, right? So
Yeah.
that was kind of their loophole around it of like, oh, hey, we're going to the park, and we're
Like,
making
hey,
money
this
off of
day
this.
we're going to execute this elephant, but you can
Yeah.
also just come ride the swings.
Yeah, like,
we're not telling you where, like, we're not charging for the execution. We're just charging to open the gate to the execution,
yes.
basically.
Oh my goodness.
But
That's sick.
the full thing of Luna Park, because there were some signs and stuff saying that like Luna Park opening July, whatever day exactly it was, like $1 million park and stuff like that. Like I think this was just basically a facelift / like add on to what Luna Park already had going. And so they had a giant winch set up with these signs on all 4 sides, which they would then had the wires and the ropes attached to. An estimated 1,500 total spectators to the event either came through holes in the gates or holes in the fences and like
Oh my
snuck
goodness.
into the park. People in nearby buildings were charging to like watch from the roof and stuff like that, so
Oh
they could
my
like
gosh.
get viewing of the event. A whole bunch of reporters and journalists showed up, and also, like I mentioned as well, the Edison Film Company, I think is the exact name. I don't want to mess that one up, but I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to confirm that this was also when the film was recorded, because,
Yes.
oh my gosh.
Yes, this is where it was. Yeah, the Edison Film Company, they did that. So what they had to do was, because electricity was still getting like added, and especially the alternating current compared to direct current of AC compared to DC. So
Good band.
thank you, dear. The power company of New York / Coney Island had to run 9 blocks of wire to the location where Topsy was to die.
Oh my goodness.
As well as the steam-powered winch was set up in the middle of a small island on a lagoon staged for the execution in the middle of where they had set up all of these stands and stuff for people to watch.
Okay, I'm also going to say something morbid. Okay, so they were able to go out into like the ocean and stuff like that because it's Coney Island. It's, not that far away from the water. Why didn't they just drop her in the middle of the water? Like, I know that's also terrible, but like if it, like, I know that elephants can swim for a certain point, but like if you dropped her far enough out there.
I was going to say, yeah, I don't know how long elephants could swim
Yeah,
for.
I don't think that she would have survived. Again,
But
I'm
I
not
also don't know,
advocating
but
for
like,
that.
But like, what would be worse though? Like dying by electrocution or drowning? I feel like electrocution would be better.
Gosh, I don't
know. To be quite honest,
I really don't know.
I don't know.
Given by
Also,
all the things that they're doing to her.
How would you get the elephant? Like again, I know you could technically try to like pick her up with the
boat?
winch and then like but then like a boat. How big? You'd have to have a big boat, like a barge. Or something.
Okay, yeah, I guess she came over as a baby. I don't know.
Also,
I hate all of this.
Then the ASPCA would also maybe be like, well, there's too many opportunities for it to be botched. What if Topsy ends up being a phenomenal swimmer? And then, yeah.
I hate all of this. This makes me really sad because I love elephants. So
yes,
this
exactly.
Is sad.
I'm trying to get through it because again, we're not quite there yet. And the Luna Park had built a small bridge that went to the small island to where all of these contraptions were set up. While it was strong enough to hold an elephant, they tried to lead Topsy to the bridge, and she would not cross over the bridge no matter what they did.
Yeah, because she's smart. Because she's like, this is sus.
This is sus.
Yeah, I don't trust like that.
They tried to trick her. They tried to like pull her. They tried to offer her treats and snacks and all sorts of stuff like this. Multiple sources, they give conflicting reports on this, so I'm just going to mention both. Some reports say that William Ault wasn't at the execution at all, as he stated he wouldn't watch the killings and wouldn't lead her to her death, quote, not for $1,000. But other people say that he led her up to the bridge, and then whenever she wouldn't go, he did not take her further. So again,
he's like, whatever, she's not going.
Yeah, so conflicting things on that as far as I can tell. But either way, she got to the bridge and then wouldn't go. But also, if they have this quote of him saying, I wouldn't lead her to her death for $1,000, which again is like 1902 $1,000. So that would have been a huge amount of money.
Yeah, that's a pretty penny.
But I'm assuming that he was at least there, if I had to guess, but then probably didn't want to watch her actually die. So the organizers, after the elephant wouldn't go over the bridge, they had to move all of the equipment to Topsy instead.
Oh my goodness.
So they had to move the winch, they had to move the plate with the electricity. It's not hard to move the poison, you just carry it. They ended up hooking up Topsy to copper-lined boots, one on Topsy's front right foot, as well as one on her back left foot, and made sure the wires were connected to Topsy as well. They loaded up carrots with 460 grams of cyanide.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
Fed them to Topsy, to which then, after she ate all of the carrots, the go-ahead was given for the electric shock to be administered to this poor animal. And according to many reports on the scene, for 10 seconds, an electric shock completed a circuit through Topsy and she fell to the ground.
Oh my goodness.
Another go-ahead was given by the organizers, and the steam-powered winches were activated, and not one, but 2 nooses were tightened around her neck for 10 minutes before Topsy was pronounced dead by members of the ASPCA as well as 2 veterinarians who were in attendance.
Wait, sorry. So the electrocution and the winching were like 2 separate things?
Yes.
So it added up to 20 minutes? What? Why?
Yes.
Why?
One of those things would kill her.
Yes.
Also, all that poison, I mean...
Yeah, that's half a kilogram of cyanide. That's enough.
That probably acted pretty fast.
Yes. People in the audience say that not a sound was heard from Topsy, that she just basically fell to the ground and the sound was what actually was like.
I hope that she was already dead after
I'd imagine, like the electricity would do it really quickly.
Yeah, there was a lot of electricity as well. And this is the grossest part of it all, but I'm going to read this part directly from the Wikipedia article, as it's so barbaric, it deserves to be heard verbatim. Quote, after her death, an autopsy of her body was performed on the spot. Her heart and stomach were set aside for the biology department at Princeton University. Hubert Vogelsang, a taxidermist, was responsible for removing her skin. Part of her hide was used to cover Thompson's office chair, the owner of the park. And
my God.
And 2 of her legs were turned into umbrella holders. Her head was buried in an unmarked spot behind the stables. End quote. So I can't even.
I'm not even.
Umbrella holders in a chair.
Yes. I don't even have a quip. Like what?
No.
Like, oh my gosh.
I can understand the
heart and stomach for
the organs
being
the organs that were autopsied going to medical institutions or schools or something for them to take a look at, and I mean, if she had to die anyway, you might as well be like, okay, hey, when are we ever going to be able to look at like an elephant heart? Like, I can understand
you can still
that
make something good
a ton.
out of it.
Exactly.
But oh my God, you covered your chair and you made an umbrella holders.
Particularly sadistic.
Yes.
Like, oh my God.
And again, this is all, of course, with the approval of the ASPCA and the people that were also in attendance as well. So
yeah,
again,
this is what the ASPCA
also,
approved.
It's weird to me that her head was buried.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I mean, I guess that's like the
taxidermists
only
wouldn't want
remaining
that?
part of her body at that point. Like, I
I
mean,
have
yeah,
no idea.
but I mean, I'm just thinking about like big game hunters and taxidermists and stuff, and how like wouldn't you want to keep that? Like as sick as that is.
I'm assuming that they didn't want people to try to either get the ivory from her tusks as well as possibly.
Oh, yeah.
I could
It's
see
one of those
that.
things of whenever they have to bury like very, very famous people, they just do it in unmarked locations, so that way it is. It does not become a place of either reverence or spite or things like that as well. So that's my
that
estimation.
makes total sense, actually.
The event, like I mentioned earlier, was filmed by a film crew, and the film titled Electrocuting an Elephant is still viewable as part of the public domain.
Yeah.
And while it may be confusing, either on purpose or because it's fun to lie, people have circulated the myth that Thomas Edison was the one who killed Topsy as a way to show the dangers of alternating current electricity as part of what was known as the current wars of the time, where people were saying that AC was better than DC and stuff like that. Well, Thomas Edison was on the side of DC, and in the past there were reports that Thomas Edison showed the dangers of alternating current by just electrocuting animals. So
I mean,
that
didn't
is
Thomas Edison suck in general?
I believe so. I won't say much more on that because I still have more of this stuff. Because
okay,
he like I mentioned, the company that filmed the 74-second long video on the death of Topsy was again the Edison Film Company, sorry. And Edison was involved in electricity, being Thomas Edison and all.
Mm-hmm.
He had actually been ousted from his own electric company when it was merged with General Electric, which I didn't know.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and I was like, well, what the heck? And then even on top of that, Edison at the time attempted to distance himself from electricity altogether by selling off all of his shares of GE stock that he had been given from the merger, and instead invested in iron for some reasons, which again, there's actually some reason, but again, I don't care enough to look up why he invested in iron.
I just wanted confirmation. I had heard Thomas Edison sucked. I wanted to make sure that was
I'm not exactly
true.
sure if the thing of him electrocuting certain animals, which again, the current wars were actually a thing, but the death of Topsy was 10 years after those had stopped, as AC was deemed the, quote, more superior form of electric current. During the current wars, I do believe that Edison did electrocute certain animals. I will not say that 100% for certain, but I do believe that that is the case.
Damn, we should hold him accountable.
Yes.
I'm going to do a Twitter thread on him.
On my,
Sorry.
my twitter.com feed. But yes. And while also at the time the electric company that provided the electricity to kill Topsy was the Edison Electric Illuminating Company of Brooklyn, it had no remaining ties to Thomas Edison himself or even the Edison Illuminating Company. So I think that they just kept the name Edison because people had connected electricity to Edison just in the past, and they decided to run with it, if I had to just be real about that.
Yeah, it's good branding.
Yeah, I mean, General Electric's also just a very basic name as well, but still. And so while I would have loved to be able to call this episode, How Could You Forget Thomas Edison Loved Killing Elephants? I can't with a good conscience call it that. So instead, we're just going to go with Topsy the Elephant because she deserved much better than she got in the end. And again, on top of it all, the fact that the ASPCA, the Organization for Animal Rights and Against Animal Cruelty, was still like, nah, this stuff's fine, is still just... It shows...
I think it also shows our lack of understanding at the time, too, of like electricity and things like that. I don't think they really thought about the fact that that was going to be incredibly painful and not humane at all.
That's a good point, actually, because you do have to kind of wonder, do people fully understand just how to... I mean, obviously, they'd have firsthand experience with being electrocuted back in those days, but I don't know if they understand
we were
just
still using
how
an electric
painful.
chair for executions. I honestly, I think do they still do that? I wouldn't be shocked because of how...
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly.
But shock. But yeah, I'm like they were using the freaking electric chair. Let me even look.
I don't believe it is still used, but I know that specifically with the electric chair there are such. Okay.
As of 2024, the only places that still reserve the electric chair as an option for execution in the United States is Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Kentucky, Louisiana, South Carolina, and Tennessee.
Okay, you said only and then said like in 10 states, okay?
I said 7, but yes.
Oh, okay, sorry. I miscounted, but
Wild.
With that, again, what I was trying to say, Lex, again, I wanted to let you finish, was I know that specifically there's a lot of talks that apparently the electric chair, if done correctly, which is the main thing, is apparently a very, very quick way to go, because they will put a sponge on the top of your head, which will then act as a conductor more directly to your brain, as long as the sponge is wet, because electricity travels through water very quickly.
Yeah.
I only know about that because I believe in the movie The Green Mile, whenever they execute a person who is a good person, the bad executor does not wet the sponge, and so he has a more painful death compared to if it is a wet sponge, which I believe can kill you in 5 to 10 seconds comparatively. So again, 5 to 10 seconds of death compared to, again, as we know, hangings can last a very long time, and many other ways like that as well. So just as a quick side note on top of everything else we've talked about.
Sorry, I didn't mean to go off on a tangent there, but yeah, that's...
Oh, you're good. I mean, it's interesting.
I'm not shocked because there's still a lot of barbaric stuff going on.
Of course.
To this day.
We're getting educated. It's important to be educated on how much people can suck.
Yeah.
Fun fact, the most recent execution by electric chair in the United States was in February of 2020 in Tennessee. So it's very much still
I feel
around.
like I heard about that, like, as it was happening, because I remember it was really controversial.
Yeah.
I think the people on death row, if there are multiple ways that you can choose the way that you would like to die. So I'm assuming...
I think that is true. I think that when I was reading that basically either the commission or the person can decide, like, hey, I'd rather go this way. A lot of them do lethal injection, which, again, we're not going to get on the topic of the death penalty and execution because I'd be here forever.
This episode's already morbid enough.
Yes, it's already morbid. It's just wild to me because I think back to, this is over 100 years ago now, and I'm just like, wow, that's wild. But then I see some of the things happening, in real time in the year 2026, and I'm like, yeah, we haven't learned as much as I'd hoped we did.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
The final thing with that, again, is the ASPCA, as far as I know now, is again a very, very animal rights and anti-animal cruelty in so many ways, and they are a very good organization as far as I know. Because again, you see all those commercials of like, hey,
yeah, as far as I've heard,
these animals are being abused. Like, if you donate, we can help get them out of these situations and get them into a loving home and stuff like that. So I don't know. There might be some people that are like, actually, the ASPCA loves shooting pigeons into the sun. Like, I don't know. Like, I have no idea, but... Still.
Shooting extinct carrier pigeons.
Shooting clay pigeons? Shooting real pigeons? Yes.
Exactly. They took a note out of PETA's playbook.
Oh my goodness.
Speaking of PETA's playbook, we have a game at the very end to try to leave us on a more positive note.
Yeah!
It's time for You Don't Know Glup Shitto.
Oh my goodness.
We're making our own stingers.
We are Glup Shitto.
We carry the Star Wars.
The name. There we go. But I already got 2 names.
Perfect.
If you've not heard of this before, I give my co-hosts 2 names. One of them is an actual name of a real Star Wars character. The other one is one that I found on a random Star Wars name generator. And today, the names are Fawn Alden, or Evan Piel. Evan Piel.
Evan Piel.
Hate this game.
So Fawn Alden or Evan Piel. Leslie, do you want to go first? I guess you won last week's game, so you could if you wanted.
I'm gonna say Evan Piel is real or Star Wars because it just sounds. They're both dumb. They both sound dumb.
The point. Yes, I try to find 2 stupid names that are very similar.
I guess I'll say Fawn Allen. Like, that just sound like I don't. That sounds like it shouldn't. Evan sounds too plain for Star Wars.
I know.
Okay. I'll do the opposite of Lexi then. I'll say that the faux Allen one is the real one.
Lexi's learned a lot about Glup Shitto. This is Evan Piel.
Oh my goodness.
He does not. There is no. Oh wait, even.
Even Piel.
You're saying Evan. I thought it was.
I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was just like Evan, like the actual name. This is EVEN.
Whatever.
Even.
I don't know.
Even,
or maybe
whatever.
they pronounce it differently. I don't know. Either way, I can't even.
You can't even Piel the story. Yes, but
Oh my goodness.
Burn.
But yes, that was again the Glup Shitto. Thank you all for the main reason when people show up to the podcast, the 10-second long
game.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
obviously. Everyone, I want to check the analytics later and see everyone just skipping to this part of the podcast.
Yes, right.
And then,
Give me the Glup.
The next
you know what to do with that big fat glub.
the next thank you. The next episode on YouTube, I will try to put in a timestamp for for the game if I can remember when. So just so we know. But.
So people can just get, the description is just going to be like 0 seconds, the podcast. 1 hour and 20 minutes, Glup Shitto.
So can I end on a slight bit of a rant?
I mean,
it is related. So this story was very, very sad, and there were no parts of it that I liked other than when Topsy killed that guy. And I just have to say that, like, the only really positive sort of thing with, like we said, we talked about the ASPCA and things like that, is that specifically in America, because that's all I can speak to, is that we've come a long way as far as treatment of animals, and especially when they are in enclosed spaces and in captivity. There's been great strides made. I just heard this the other day. We were talking about this in my office, that since the documentary against SeaWorld and the orcas and things like that, SeaWorld has pledged that they are no longer going to do their orca program where they were breeding the orcas and things like that. Thus, the only orcas that they have, of course, since those were born in captivity, they cannot release them or they would just immediately die. So they are keeping the ones that they have that were bred in captivity, but then that will be it. Once those pass away, they will no longer be allowed to have orcas at their parks, as far as that's at least what my coworkers were talking about.
That makes sense, because I remember that documentary was really, like, it made a lot of waves, got a lot of attention.
Right. People were very angry because they're like, why are there still orcas at SeaWorld? It's like, well, because the ones that were bred in captivity, they cannot release them or they will just be sending them to their death, basically. So,
well, yeah, because they wouldn't have the same instincts or stuff that you learn if you were born in the wild.
Exactly.
But all that to say that there are very amazing conservation efforts going on throughout zoos all across America. AZA accredited, that's the American Zoological Association. AZA accredited facilities, the vast majority of the time, are wonderful facilities with very trained professionals who are taking care of these animals and making sure that they are okay, making sure that they are thriving. They're, of course, very unethical. I would call them side of the road exhibits with animals that are definitely very questionable. But when you think about the top sort of zoos in America, or even just the ones that are accredited, these animals are very well taken care of. The people that take care of them love them very much, want to make sure that they are okay. And we've actually made amazing, amazing strides in populations of endangered animals because we have been able to breed them in captivity and keep them in an area where they're going to be safe, because poaching is a big issue as well. That's something that I'm like, I get very, very mad about poaching. So I won't go on that 5-hour rant, but I just wanted to say that while yes, there are zoo or zoo-like attractions that are very suspicious and should not be operating, there are a lot of very well-regarded, certified, accredited programs in zoos that are helping animals and helping us understand our relationship to them better. So that was the rant I wanted to go on, because I love zoos and I love facilities that are actually doing this correctly, and you can see it in the way that the animals are treated and the way that the animals act, that they are comfortable being there and they're able to be with their families and all of that. So just wanted to throw that rant out there.
Yeah.
I was going to say that the only thing that I knew about SeaWorld for the longest time until I met Lexi and she started talking to me about parks and stuff like that was I played the SeaWorld Adventure Parks Tycoon PC game, which was basically a ripoff of Roller Coaster Tycoon, but had SeaWorld branding. And I looked it up, and yeah, it was released on October 22nd, 2003. And
oh my goodness,
those orcas were digital, so I could put them in my park without feeling any negative repercussions.
Those orcas were digital.
You don't need to care about the digital ones too much.
Oh my goodness,
it's fine.
But yes,
you know what else is digital? All of the love we receive over on Gurdon's Patreon, over on Camp's Patreon. But just because it's digital doesn't make it any less important to us. You guys are the reason that we can do what we do. Sorry that today's episode was a little bit sad, but hopefully there was some positive light at the end of the tunnel, that we are making strides in certain areas every day, every year. So thank you so much for your support. I am keeping a list of topic suggestions. I still have it. I have it right here by my side. I do write those down, so keep those suggestions coming on what you want to hear from us. And thank you so much. We did reach 200 subscribers. We got 200 subscribers over on YouTube.
Let's go.
We've had an amazing number of downloads on other audio formats as well. So thank you so much to all of y'all listening to our rambles, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.